Oh.
Ha ha
Oh. Bellamy walking down the
Bellamy.
street. Walking down the street. See the lap dwarf. And I try to run from the lap dwarf. But I cannot escape him. He catches me and rapes me. I cannot fight back because I am a French citizen.
He rapes me.
He rapes me.
He rapes me. But in France, we just call that making love. He's the love
It was
dwarf.
called the producers.
The love dwarf.
The love dwarf. He gives me all of his love.
He has too much love. He must give it away freely. Freely. He must give it away without asking.
Hey, I don't mean to get political, but in my country, we don't have a rape dwarf. We just have American football, and we punch each other in the dick.
In
We're
America,
angry.
in America, if any dwarfs rape anybody, we either shit, piss, or cum. No exceptions.
I like to come on my AR-15 every day. And Biden wants to take that away from us. And we won't let him.
Every day.
We back the blue in this country.
Every day.
We say we back it. We back our asses up into their dicks.
The blue has my back. The blue has my backside. They make my backside black and blue. Every day I put my dick into the barrel of my AR-15, and then I pull the trigger.
That's great.
Oh, we're off to a good start. Yeah. I feel alive. Oh, man.
That's because you live in America, on planet Earth.
I'm an
You're on my
American.
planet.
I'm on planet America, and I'm a human. I'm alive.
Rip.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
So, here we go. Here we go off on another grand field trip on the short bus.
Here we go.
Got any people
like
alive
that.
yet?
That's okay.
Anyway, okay.
We don't want them to see this. This is too hardcore for them.
Yeah, this is too much.
I missed a white Christmas. I'm too much.
Oh,
high
I'm
on
too
crack.
much.
You're too much.
That song.
I'm going to beat my wife when I get home today.
I guess it was easy. You could have lower standards for, I don't know, music back when that was made. Those things
Yeah.
were made in like the 50s, I think. So, yeah, they just sing those same lyrics about 6 times. I'm pretty sure even a little kid would get sick of it. But anyway, that's a discussion for another day. We can make fun of that video maybe when Christmas comes around.
Christmas. You mean science, miss? You bigot.
It's literally 2022 Common Era. What are we measuring those years from?
On my...
I
on my
don't
screen?
know, but maybe they invented something really cool 2022 years ago, and that's why we measure it from then.
We say after...
Before science, and after science. That was when science
Nice.
was invented, and now we measure
Yeah.
time from then. Anyway.
I hate the science points we lost because of Christianity. Oh, we lost all the science.
We lost.
We lost 500 science points.
We had Atlantis, and in Africa they had Wakanda, and then the church destroyed it.
Yeah.
That was the Christian
No-
Dark Ages.
Yeah, no scientific advancements happened at all.
No Christians have ever invented anything. if you think of your top 5 most influential scientists ever and go see what religion they were, none of them will be Christian. They'll all be atheists.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's right.
All right, what are we going to review
now
today?
we have modern technology. So here's this is a preview of a game by
Uh-oh.
he's sort of a one-trick pony in that he has like one voice and one sense of humor.
Boy, here we go, fucking kid.
What's gone, fresh meat? You scared of a little kid?
Does he do all the voices as well?
Look at me. You're scared of me.
Whoa, what are you doing? Come on, he's just a kid.
The kid doesn't sound like a.
You don't want to shoot me just 'cause your gun said not to. Just 'cause you're your little gun.
I think he's just the gun.
Look how shootable
Okay.
I look so shootable.
I do recognize his
Shooting
voice.
a kid.
Go ahead. Do it. Shoot me, fresh meat. Shoot me. Ah, you shot me. I'm dead.
All right, there. Are you happy now? Well, I didn't think we'd be allowed to kill him. Normally, killing children in games isn't allowed, but he's dead. We killed this kid. Are you happy now? We killed a kid. A kid is dead now. There goes our E for everybody rating.
Okay,
Sounds
so
exactly like Morty, except slightly older.
yeah, so I think the humor would be captured better if like the gun didn't choose to shoot or not. Like you just shot and then he'd say whatever. And I don't think the kid really needed to talk for that.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So
they had the joke that the gun didn't want to shoot him, and then you shot him, and then he was dead. They could have been funny, maybe with a more talented writer, but yeah, they definitely beat it to death. And
Well, I think it'd work if like maybe you aimed at the kid and then he's like, whoa, let's not do that. And then you pull the trigger and then the gun doesn't decide whether it just fires. And he's like, whoa, you killed the kid, blah, blah, blah. And also he held on to that joke for a little longer than he should have.
If it was half as long and written more funny, then it would have been funny.
Yeah.
I just realized as well, you were breaking up for a second, and my computer is not plugged in, so I'd better do that real quick so that
Computer's not plugged in?
and that's not plugged in. The Ethernet isn't plugged into the wall.
Oh, I see.
Okay, just stall for 20 seconds while I go plug it in.
Okay. Well, alright, I can play the next video.
While gendered social structures are ancient, a binary framework of biological sex didn't actually exist in Western culture until the late 18th century. Fourth about the inferior version. The shift that historians call the two-sex model.
The thing was already in my...
to reinforce gender and racial divisions by tying social status to the body.
Right. So, white men didn't invent sex until the 18th century. They invented it so they could be more racist and sexist.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I've seen...
luckily we have scientists like Dr. Money to distinguish genders and sex from us. But I guess first they invented sex and then they invented gender later.
I see this...
Maybe they'll invent something else too.
I see this claims similar to this every once in a while. About all these different cultures that had different sets of gender identities other than just man and woman. And sometimes they'll make that argument and bank on people's ignorance. But
Well, don't you know? Until you come up with a definition of something, it didn't exist.
yeah, probably a lot of cultures just assume that everybody understands well enough and don't have college graduates who studied that.
Yeah, well, if there's words, like if there's feminine words and male words, sort of like there's in Spanish, and there's some in English too, but if that even exists, don't you think that people can tell the difference between men and women? It's not
No, it was invented in the... What did they say in the video?
The 18th
The
century.
1700s. That's when it started.
Yeah.
Before then, like in old Europe, uh, well, they kind of,
Yeah, we were just formless, genderless blobs
yeah,
until they invented until they invented
they sort of
genders
made a
and
weird argument. They're talking about how men just considered women to be a lower life form, which is sort of in the realm of truth. Uh, but
yeah, that's why we sent women to go fight our wars for us
I think it was more like they just
and work the
understood.
fields.
Well,
Get out of the kitchen and go harvest the wheat,
I would say
bitch.
some things are better now. Like it's good that women can have careers and stuff like that if they want to, but in many ways, they understood men and women were different, just like unquestioningly back then, and now we have to bring everything into question. Like, is a cube a cube? Is a sphere a sphere? Oh, we might just have like definitions that are enforced upon us, and we can just see the world in a different way. Anyway, um, anyway, what I was saying earlier though is every time they bring this up, like, oh, Native Americans had like, or this tribe of Native Americans had like 8 genders. It's always anytime someone who actually has studied them and knows what those things really are sees it, they're always like, no, that's complete bullshit. they're completely reinterpreting something unrelated in order to fit. Oh, there's someone in the comments. Do we have a Steam group? He saw a CS game, Counter-Strike game, with a Shortbus Steam group. We do not have a Steam group. I don't know if we have enough people right now that we would have that we could make a very good group. I was thinking about maybe making a Discord, or if we wanted to be less cringy, we could make a Steam group, or some one of the not Discords like Element or something, Matrix. But no, we don't currently have a Steam group.
Whoa, let's make a Telegram channel.
Let's make a Telegram like every
Telegram.
boomer conservative. I do have that though, so I can't make fun of it too much. And I have Discord. So, we were going to talk about that today. Actually, that's funny you bring that up. No, Steam anyway. Okay, all right. Here goes the last one.
Here's the third video.
All right, I can hear it a little bit better now.
You and I both know that you are capable of enjoying the rain and frolicking freely without filming it and then posting it.
Oh, this is a mad lady.
Now,
That's the face of someone who's been wronged.
okay, you just co-signed at least 3 million, 8.5 by.
You know, I think the Karen thing describes a lot of people. Like, I think it's the same drive that
To disrespect and dismiss the boundaries that black creators have set. And now you're one of those.
The
she's
boundaries.
using modern language. Black creators. We need to support black creators.
My question would be,
What's her question? Why?
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 Why is it so important to all of you?
Why do you have to be white? Why do you have to do this to me?
Matt,
Hold on,
I
play
think
the
she-
last couple seconds again. I was rudely interrupting and displacing her, as a white man often does.
all of you.
Takes the glass off.
Us like we don't matter.
Yeah, that it really do be like that.
Yeah,
The
if you
white
make a
man.
video of yourself in the rain, that invalidates black creators.
They're displacing them from black spaces. They're gentrifying their TikTok communities. Was this TikTok? TikTok, yeah.
Yep. This is TikTok. So, I mean, it's just petty internet drama, but it just... I mean, these
Well,
are
it is-
people that we have to live with.
Yeah.
So,
the-
you know.
It shows you, this may not be most liberals, but this is a trend that you see that's growing. And my biggest takeaway from this is something a lot of them do is they have any idea or thing that they think, and they adorn this kind of persona that you see with this lady, like staring there at the camera like you killed her family, with like the body language of kind of a teacher lecturing a child. Like
It's called being a decent human being, Sweaty. Look it up. Educate yourself.
Look it up.
Okay, I literally can't even right now.
They make a Wikipedia page about how to be a decent human being. Look it up, bigot. Educate yourself. Like, why? Why have you done this to me? We literally just want to exist. We just want to have an even playing field. And you just cannot bring it upon your white minds to ever think that we could possibly matter as much as you do. For us to get through to you. How many more black children have to die before you will understand? I think I dedicated too hard to that one. Anyway.
Oh. Don't worry.
That is my impression of these people. That's my...
I'm just gonna say it, man, and I hate to say it, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just gonna put it blunt. Yeah, you fell off ratio, you're white, you're British. Who asked? No, these nuts radio, don't care, didn't ask. I'm a minor, I'm neurodivergent, cotton 4K, cope seeds, GG. In 1947, the world's first general purpose computer, the 3010, the ENAC was created. Anyway.
Did you memorize all that? Are you reading
No, I
a
just
text
looked up
file?
a copy pasta.
Okay. That would be impressive.
I don't know what a mumble is.
Oh yeah, I was gonna... I think that's one of those alternative social media
It's a
things.
not Discord.
Not Discord. My guess was going to be not Twitter.
I think it's a
Not Discord.
not Discord.
Anyway,
If it's
we
free
might...
and open source, we'll look at it. But
We're starting to get marginally more views than a couple months ago. If we had like a few people who wanted to do it, maybe we'll make some kind of group on whatever. But for a time being, we're still pretty getting our foot in the door kind of deal. So anyway, that's all our videos for today, right?
we can look at Project Melody.
Oh,
what
yeah,
she
yeah,
has
that's
to say
right.
about stuff.
That's right, yeah.
So this is Knitter, by the way, for those who don't know. It's a front end, and it lets you use Twitter without giving them any advertisement money, and it doesn't load tracking shit. So
that's
pretty
what
good.
you use.
So yeah. So if you remember, everyone a little while back, but lots of people were like, "Oh, based Project Melody is dabbing on the e-thoughts, on the e-whores."
That's right. Yeah, they were all up in
on
arms.
Chatterbait.
Because
Yeah.
a guy was taking the job of sex workers, which can't males be sex workers as well? That's pretty...
They can, but they won't make any money. Yeah. So here, okay, I actually don't know if Melody... I thought Melody was like a guy and then he had a voice actress, but I don't know. Anyway, here's someone behind the Project Melody Twitter account.
It says Mumble is
about-
FOSS. I don't know what that means. And works with Tor.
Works there.
If you're using Tor, it can be finicky though.
I imagine that would be pretty slow. Doing voice over IP over Tor.
Voice over IP? Wait, what's FOSS? Do you know what FOSS is?
No. Isn't... I thought Mumble was VoIP.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway.
FOSS specializes in comprehensive marine transportation service.
Oh, okay, cool. I believe Tor was invented by the military as well. So, I mean, it's cool. It's better than Chrome and Firefox, obviously, but, like, the feds definitely have their tentacles up in it. So, don't think that you can go post, based matters on /poll and not have anybody know what your IP is if you're using
Tor
Tor.
owned by the feds? I don't know if Tor is owned by the feds. I thought it was
Well, it was created by the
some-
government. I'm quite sure.
some people. I don't know. Oh yeah, United States Naval Research Lab, mathematician Paul Siverson.
So it's not.
I don't know. People use Tor for like illegal stuff, so I don't know. But
They did. All of its exit nodes are banned on 4chan because I'm pretty sure each and every one of them was used for pizza at some point.
yeah,
But,
I mean the I think your ISP will probably rat you out if you're running a Tor exit or entrance node. So
Huh. Yeah, I assume. Anyway, you need 7 proxies, no less, if you're going to talk about based matters
matters
on
such as this.
on the board of peace. I don't though. I haven't done that yet. I will in the future, but I haven't bothered, and I don't even know what VPNs are good. I assume if there were enough people using any of them, then I'm sure there would be a lot of effort from the feds to get their hands up in it. And anything you see a lot of ads for, you immediately know that that's a compromised one.
So all of them. NordVPN.
Yeah, NordVPN. What was the other one everyone was talking about?
ExpressVPN, that's right.
Yeah. So if you see a bunch of YouTubers or whatever shilling something, then it's definitely a honeypot. I mean, obviously the company wants to make money, but, any centralized power is easy to control.
So anyway, back on to what Project Melody has to say.
Project
By the way, she's part of
Melody.
VShojo, which is the worst trope of VTubers out there. So,
Okay.
you're like they're the bottom of the barrel.
Are they Japanese?
Anyway, no.
Yeah, okay. The American ones are all worse. The Japanese ones. I don't watch any of them, just disclaimer, but the American ones are definitely more annoying. Maybe just because I can understand them.
They have annoying voices.
Yeah.
Oh, they all have annoying voices.
They kind
Anyway,
of sound like they're trying to be like anime girls, but kind of like in anime dubs, like they're trying to do the voice of anime girls, except it's English.
Subs.
Are you guys really watching porn all alone? Stupid meme.
Yeah, that was Project Melody.
Stupid meme. I hated it. Cringed every time I saw it. Okay. Anyway, sorry I keep interrupting you.
So Epic was holding this contest for a Fortnite stream, and they were looking for hosts or talents, right, for their little stream.
Okay.
And it's whatever. Who gives a fuck? But this former porn star named Adriana Chechnik went public about how she was denied involvement.
Is that her in that picture?
Yeah, in the little video player.
She looks like she's had 4 Botoxes despite not appearing
Yeah,
to be
she's
older than
definitely
30.
got lip filler. But I mean, people forget that Fortnite is played by like actual children. So maybe having a streamer.
That is so bigoted. Sex
Yeah,
workers.
and by the way, here's something modern from her. Here's like the same week she was this very same week. This is her stream. So I've censored it for YouTube, but there she is. She's in her see-through shirt, and under
with her nipples
she has
protruding, I assume. Very, very
well, she had
disrespectful.
pasties on, so
Okay.
yeah. So maybe they don't want to associate with someone like this.
What's her name?
I mean,
Adriana
Chechik.
Adriana Chechik looked disgusting appearing before Twitch in her see-through shirt, nipples protruding, very, very, very disrespectful.
Rip. Now, back in my day, we didn't have streamers. We would just go to the brothel and watch them shake their ass in front of my grandpa. And great Americans, we need to go back to that. We need to stop giving our money to Adriana. Anyway, that's all I've got.
Well, Andrew says the Tor network is not paused.
It's not paused.
And mumble over
It
Tor is
could
fine.
be if enough nodes get created by the feds.
I don't know that much about it. I wouldn't try to argue with someone who knows more than me about it, but I would just be skeptical of something that was created by the government.
Right. Well, the Tor people have been banning honeypot nodes, but who knows? I mean,
Do they know
if
which?
you have
What do you mean honeypot nodes?
so an exit node that would be run by the feds could theoretically track you.
Okay.
So they would ban that node.
I suppose depending on whose hands it's in. I mean, yeah, that's cool. And once again, it's definitely better than just using your Firefox or Chrome or whatever without any VPN or whatever.
Sure.
Regardless, at very worst, it's the same, you know. So,
Right. It could also bring a lot of attention to you, though, if you were.
that's true. They may focus more on people who are using that, kind of like how feds place their
And you don't
What do you
know
call
what
'em?
services on the Onion network are currently honeypotted, because the Silk Road was busted a while back, but they kept it running just to catch more people. So
Yeah, I was gonna like the federal like what do they call it when they make some fake thing to catch people who are trying to use it, like red rooms or hitmen and stuff like that.
yeah,
On the dark web, I think they call that a sting. There's another word I'm looking for that I can't
well,
think of. Though.
I think that's honeypot, right?
A honeypot, sort of.
Yeah.
Honeypot more describes like 4chan, for example, where they try to lure people into it and then talk about their Minecraft plans.
Right.
Although
maybe
4chan's still kind of a battleground.
entrapment. Are you thinking of entrapment? Maybe.
No, there's a specific word and I can't think of what it is. Anyway, a Fed sting operation on the dark web. They put it on the dark web because that's where they know that people doing stuff that they can arrest them for are going to go. So they target that more than they would like Facebook or whatever.
Be Lemmy. Hire the hitman to kill myself. Hitman tells me that this was actually a honeypot and that they're very sorry. And I should get therapy. Can't even do that, right?
I kind of want that story to be real, although it's
know.
unfortunate. Which I've been there myself, so yeah, it sucks. But that it would be very funny though. Anyway, okay, so Project Melody, yeah, so they don't want this porn star on this game awards thing for kids, which that's pretty offensive. I think they need to have sex workers. They need to be seen. They need to be visible. They need to feel seen. They need to send them to the elementary schools and have sex worker story hour, and they need to teach all the little girls, and maybe the boys too, to twerk and to like use a pole, do a pole dance. I think it's bigoted, right-wing, traditional, societal standards that has been shaming sex workers.
Right.
They've shamed sex workers. In the olden days, they called them prostitutes. And they were just trying to live their best life and do their trade, the thing that they were good at. And
Yeah,
so that's
and your job history shouldn't be able to influence what jobs you can get in the future.
yeah. If they're
We
if they're
can't
a sex
have that.
worker, and then they want to become an elementary school teacher, and they decide that for whatever reason they decide to not put the sex worker on their job history on their resume, then that's fine as well, because of bigotry. Because of my dad. Take that, Dad. I mean Republicans.
Take that, Republicans. Take that, Putin.
Take that, Putin.
This is the best place to discuss our Minecraft plans since no one is watching. Alright, so here's the plan. We're gonna go to the White House and we're gonna blow it up. I'm going to
I was at the White House.
I'm gonna tape a little M80, a little firecracker to a can of hairspray, and I'm gonna throw it. And that'll get him.
I was at the White House, and a young man came up to me, and he was wearing this white mask, and he told me to try this nice new hairspray. And then I woke up a few hours later.
You know, I wonder realistically how well you can get in the modern world. Because people are like, oh, you can just use Linux and you can just Libre boot your old 2004 ThinkPad and use Arch Linux and don't connect to any Wi-Fi and use a VPN and don't have a bank account, just have a Bitcoin wallet and use Bitcoin ATMs to extract money. And
Yeah.
I don't know how.
So we were planning to talk
realistic is
about this
that?
today. For no reason in particular, it just happens to be on my mind right now. How much can you realistically get off the grid? And also, what's a reasonable standard that you could tell other people that they should do? Like if you're talking to your parents, you can tell them, oh, you should delete your Facebook account, you should delete your Netflix. Because
Yeah,
they're
you know
like,
those friends, your friends on Facebook that you only have contact through Facebook with? Delete your Facebook, Dad. Come on.
Oh,
Or probably not your dad, your mom.
I was not.
I feel like it's more of a mom thing to have a Facebook. but
I
I don't think my dad's ever had a Facebook account. I think he's just been.
need to adjust this just a little bit. He hasn't ever?
Yeah, I don't think he's ever made one.
That's pretty
I think he's
based.
like, that's. What would he say? He's like, I'm not into that sort of thing. And just ignored it. It actually took him a really long time to like even get a phone that could text. So
Really? That's interesting. That'd be more my dad, usually. My dad still uses his like cable and he records stuff on cable and refuses to use any like video service. Which I guess now that I think about it, that's kind of red pilled. Although he doesn't do it because like it's red pilled, he does it because that's what he's used to and he doesn't want to learn to use any new stuff. But yeah, your parents are both more like, I think they're both involved in the tech industry, right?
yeah, they both. Well, my dad, for longer than my mom, he used to be a developer. Now he's more in the business side, but he still works in tech, I guess. But
Okay.
yeah,
So which I'm in that I'm a programmer, but I am a first generation computer nerd. Neither of my parents did anything related to that, and my dad's a much more kind of traditional like sports and hunting kind of guy.
right.
So But they both have Facebooks, and I don't know if I would prevail upon them to delete them. But
Especially considering, social media is designed to be addictive. So
yeah, that's
it
part of
might be a
it.
little bit hard
But
to. You have to
part of
overcome
it,
that in addition to, the other reasons.
part of it is how it has its hooks in society. Like all your friends have it, and like you said, you have contact exclusively through Facebook or whatever, Twitter. Less Twitter, more Facebook. Like some people who if you use Facebook a lot, you might only talk to them on Facebook, and if you deleted it, it would be like a big deal. And then if you did delete it, you'd have to make sure you have everybody's contact information through something else. So, but anyway, that's an easier one, though. That's an easier one to make a case for. You can live without
Hey.
Facebook.
Destroy your Facebook and get a Rolodex. Carry that around with you, punk.
So we're talking about how to get off the grid, totally separate from Silicon Valley. No Google account, no Microsoft account, no Apple account.
Yep. So, I mean, you could, I don't know, maybe you could, well, I mean, they'd still have device IDs too if you use the internet, right?
Yeah, it still tracks your hardware ID on most stuff.
So
then
this is
we could also talk about
recent
digital
news, but didn't Oracle get busted for having profiles on 5 billion people?
I'm
So-
sure they all do, man. Oracle's just one
Yeah.
of them. Where's Oracle fall in the top?
They're one of the biggest tech companies out there. So I don't know.
They're definitely top 10. I'm trying to think if they're top 5. Anyway, doesn't
I mean,
really
they're
matter.
not
They
they're not a household name like Google or Facebook or Apple, but
right. You don't say
most websites are going to use tech by Oracle.
Java, right?
You've probably heard of Java, and you've probably heard of OpenOffice. They helped create Star Office, which was the predecessor to OpenOffice, which was the predecessor to LibreOffice, which if you have a Linux system, you probably have LibreOffice on your computer. But you're probably more likely to be tracked through web elements that
Yeah.
they
So
helped make.
that's we kind of alluded to digital fingerprinting. I think we talked about this a little bit once a while ago, but the main thing is they look at your they track you across websites through widgets, Google and Facebook in particular. So if you go to whatever news outlet and they have a share button through Facebook and Twitter and whatever, then
Hey, I have a plugin installed called Privacy Badger, and that should protect me from everything. So I think I'm okay.
I'm sure it's better than not having anything. But anyway, more than that, though, they can identify you through various settings in your browser. Your hardware ID, obviously, but a whole bunch of stuff. There are lots of unique browser settings, and there's a whole bunch of them, so they can, with fair confidence, make a digital signature for a specific person across, whatever mediums they may use on the same computer, and also across separate devices often. But so anyway, they can often tell who you are even if you don't have an account on whatever. Which there are some countermeasures you can have for that. Possibly which browser you use and what operating system you have. Less the operating system though, and
Oh, they know what operating system you're using. Why am I so fucking fast?
and
Like the trackers will give you the operating system, how many cores you have, what architecture the
why does a
processor is,
website
like
need to
all of
know
that
that?
stuff. I don't know.
They don't. They really don't. They
They
probably
they
just they
don't.
want to.
I mean, you could make the case like, oh, I'm running a JavaScript program and it needs to know how many threads it can use, but like really, when does a website need more than one thread ever?
Does JavaScript do multi-threaded programs?
I don't know, but
I'm not even. I've certainly never done that with JavaScript. I don't know. It's like, yeah, they really don't, but they can, and that's probably not going to change anytime soon. They've got their teeth in now, and you're not going to get them out, especially when the big, powerful business is behind it.
yeah, I mean,
She walked.
can
real
you
fast.
imagine being a web developer and like saying, "Oh, I don't do JavaScript," and trying to get a job that way? I just do plain HTML sites and nothing else.
That's
I'm a
what.
moon
That's
boy.
what I want. I want to go to a website that only has HTML and no scripts. That's the best way to have a website.
I mean, I do prefer that because it's like you'll open up sites and there'll be like 10 megs of data and it's just ads.
Yeah, and I particularly dislike the style of that all websites seem to be gravitating towards, especially big ones. I'm sure YouTube is going to do more of this in the future. That seems to be the last one that's straggling behind. The big, bubbly, goofy looking shit, the soft corners, PHP. Yeah, you can develop only in PHP. Soft round corners, like baby blues and like
I mean, technically you can get that with just CSS, right? You can get the rounded corners and the
yeah, it's a CSS style sheet, and I think Twitter was kind of the one that started it, and now everybody's doing it.
CSS style sheet. Rest in peace, in peace.
The Twitter CSS style.
Yeah.
Maybe Apple was doing it before them. Anyway, they're all trying to look like mobile. They're trying to kind of merge mobile with like make the desktop look more like mobile, which is what Windows 11 is doing. They should have learned their lesson with Windows 8, but now they're still barking up that tree again with Windows 11. And my condolences to anybody who has been subjected to Windows 11.
Yeah, you know what sucks? It's like you can't even customize Windows anymore. Like they stop you from doing like, custom themes on your operating system, which like shouldn't you be able to do that?
Windows 11?
Well, like since Windows 8, I think like every update will break a custom
Yeah.
GUI interface.
Yeah, it used to be. I used to adamantly defend Windows when I was in like high school when Windows 7 was popular. Like, oh yeah, I'm a Windows guy and I hate Apple. All you Apple fags who think Apple is better. Down with Apple, which they're basically the same, Microsoft and Apple. There's no meaningful difference. And the main thing I liked about Windows was being able to get under the hood and have control over it. And now that is gone as well because they don't want you to have any self-sufficiency. They want you to be their sheep, and they want to be able to tell you what to do and have you do it unquestioningly. So, is the top of your screen cut off? Oh yeah, it sure is. Gosh.
Why am I so fast in this room? It's hard to... I don't understand. Well, I mean, we
can't
harp
make it-
on
I can't make it smaller.
Silicon Valley basically every stream, but
You know, I'll fix it.
it
Next
would
time
be a
just to
fun
forget.
like experiment to try to be completely off the grid. Like
Yeah.
you don't have a bank account. If you have a job, you need to, I don't know, use your PO box. No, because like
What
seriously,
would
can
you?
you try to imagine being completely ghost from the government and big
They'd
tech?
probably target you if you were. If you tried to do like Ruby Ridge, it would probably end how Ruby Ridge did. Or Waco. They don't like that shit. They figure you're up to something and they're gonna come after you.
Here's a question too. Those Bitcoin ATM machines, did they take your picture when you take money out of them?
Oh man. I used one once. So I did the worst thing possible with crypto. I got into. This is kind of embarrassing to talk about. I bought into Bitcoin. I put a fair amount into it in late 2017 when it was big hyped, like everyone was talking about it. And then so I bought Bitcoin at a crypto ATM machine. I don't remember if it was general. I think it only did Bitcoin, and I think I got it onto Coinbase or whatever app. And then I moved it to some Russian exchange. I think it was called Livecoin, and I switched it over to some other stuff, Monero and Quantum and one other thing. And then, as anyone who's into crypto knows, it crashed about 2 months later. And like
Right.
my initial investment minus whatever fees they take to transfer between wallets was now worth like a fourth or a fifth of what it initially was. And then a year or two later, Livecoin says, "Oh no, we got hacked. All your money is gone. Contact this email to ask questions." So even though I was a bag holder, my meager remains all went down the drain. So anyway, that was my experience with that. Maybe I'll buy into it later. If I had just left it in though, so I bought Bitcoin when it was at like 18,000. It would have been fine a couple years later. I could have sold it when it was at 50 or whatever, or even still held on to it. Maybe it'll go up again. So, yeah, I should have just left it.
I mean, really, we should just be having our own wallets and not using any sort of like company hosted wallet.
Yeah, have your own hosted. Have your wallet on your own server, encrypted, and
Well, you could have it completely offline if you wanted.
Yeah,
you
just
just need
in
to
your
know
house.
the address really to. Well, you need the key to buy things, but you need just the address if you want to receive funds. Which, I mean, purists will tell you that you shouldn't worry about the monetary value of crypto, but it's kind of hard not to when you want to buy stuff, and everyone is.
Don't worry about the
measuring
monetary value of crypto.
Yeah, they said, oh, you should just worry about how well the crypto works as a medium for value. Not like you just need to think of it as cash and not think of what the cash is worth, even though I don't know.
Even though it's super volatile and goes up and down all the time.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna use some sort of cash, you should use cash that's somewhat stable and preferably goes up in value. But.
Yeah, and that's one of the problems as well. Aside from just, well, we can get into that in a second. But back in 2017, a guy at my work who was also starting to get into crypto was, I think he mentioned to one of the one of the bosses, it was a small company, so they were there at the office with us, was like, hey, could you guys pay me in Bitcoin? And he said that they would have trouble doing that legally because the value is so volatile, goes up and down constantly, that they wouldn't be able to defensibly say in court that they are paying you a certain value for your work, a certain monetary amount. Mob Goblin says he lost Bitcoin on InstaWallet in 2013. Oh my gosh, that sucks, dude. I'm sure whatever you had back then probably would have been worth a lot. I had an uncle who he and his friend were working on it together. They were mostly mining it.
Yeah.
And
They have a similar family story to this too, I think.
really?
And let me guess, he lost the key or the wallet address.
No, they were sharing it on a computer, and they were both like Windows remoting into it.
Uh-oh.
And somebody hacked it and stole it.
Of course.
And if they still had that, he would probably be a multimillionaire now. Yeah,
God.
yeah, it's same thing for me. I tried contacting the Livecoin people, and they gave me a bunch of bullshit. They stole it. Somebody took the money and ran. Probably
Yeah.
the
And
same
that's the
thing
thing about crypto is it's not backed up by.
Yeah,
So a
that's the
bank
problem.
is backed up by bullets. You know, like if you try to rob a bank, you're getting shot. If you try to steal someone's Bitcoin, you're and
Very
you
well.
succeed, then I don't.
It's hard to trace. You go to the police and say, hey, a guy hacked my computer and stole my Bitcoin. You know, I don't know what they'd even tell you.
I'd say that's great, kid. I mean,
Good job. Now go use Wells Fargo or whatever, like a good guy.
a good coin. I mean, if you got your gold stolen, I guess it's. I mean, they can't steal it back for you. If they really actually got away with your gold, then
If somebody stole
Maybe you
like
could-
a gold bar from your house,
yeah, if they broke, it's sort of the same concept, right?
well, they'll investigate it. I think if you
Yeah.
don't live in California, the police are supposed to bring back to you any stolen goods they recover. I think.
Yes, but realistically, what can the cops do? They're not gonna like go out. So, I mean, my faith in the police isn't very high. I haven't had them ever like recover something for me.
Have you had stuff stolen before?
No, but I know. So, like, okay, a girlfriend of mine had a bike stolen out of her garage,
Okay.
and obviously the cops never got it back for them. You know, they filed the report, and that was it.
Okay. I
So
mean, yeah.
that's what I think the cops will do in most situations.
If
Like,
they
we'll write a report if we see it. We'll let you know.
Yeah, that's probably because they probably don't care very much about that. They're not going to be going around questioning people probably. But I guess if they caught the person, then they would probably bring it back to you. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, so crypto. That's what you should do is only have crypto and keep it on an isolated computer in your house that isn't connected to the network and doesn't have a network adapter, and not have a bank account. And then you would ask me, well, how would you go shopping for food? What you do is you buy gift cards with the crypto. You buy a Walmart gift card and you go and use that to buy your groceries. Preferably not Walmart though. What you really should be doing is farming your own food and living like out in kind of a cabin in the woods. which that would solve the
Yeah.
other problem as well, which is that if
In
you
Tennessee, go live in Tennessee and grow all your own food. How many acres do you need to feed a person full time?
why Tennessee? Is that where Ruby Ridge was? No, it wasn't. Then
I don't know. That's just the first thing that popped into mind.
where
of,
was
like,
Ruby Ridge? That was in a western state, I think. That was in like Wyoming or Montana. Anyway,
Was it Texas? It doesn't really matter where it was, but
Um,
Tennessee. I just bring Tennessee up just because
Where was
to
it?
me it sounds like one of those desolate states where you can do that sort of thing.
Tennessee, Tennessee, ain't no place I'd rather be. It was Idaho.
Idaho was Ruby Ridge.
Yeah. There was some drama behind it. Like the guy had a problem with the local law enforcement.
Right.
So it was-
Idaho's not like a liberal state either.
No, it's a deep red state. Other than maybe Boise, because a lot of Californians are moving there now. But who would steal a bike? He says.
I don't know. We never saw him, and
Was that your
But-
previous girlfriend?
yep.
Was
So
it
the
her
thing is-
brother-in-law? You know what I'm talking
I
about?
don't know. I have no
I'll tell
idea what you're talking
Okay,
about.
I'll tell you later.
Well, we didn't see him, but we left the garage open for about.
Maybe it was dark, so you
15.
couldn't see him. So he
Yeah.
blended in.
He was a person of the night. We couldn't see him.
The night creatures.
Anyway, a night creature. Night creature stole my bike. Anyway, so that bike was an e-bike, and
night.
it was like $8,000, so it wasn't cheap either.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were $8,000
so,
bikes.
Yeah, it was like a really nice electric.
Oh, a motorcycle?
It wasn't a motorcycle. It was an electric bicycle, but
Oh, okay.
it was on the higher end.
Okay.
So it was
Yeah.
pretty
So,
full.
if you only had like well, Bitcoin is controlled by the commies, so you have to get like Monero or something. You have to get like you have to get Dogecoin, and you'll have your Dogecoin wallet. And then you'd ask me, well, how do I pay bills? Like how do you wire your money to the electric company or the gas company? Well, you see,
You send them cash in the mail.
you mail you go to a Bitcoin ATM. Okay, you trade your Dogecoin for Bitcoin, and you go to a Bitcoin ATM, and then you withdraw cash, and then you mail the cash to your power company. But what you should really do, that's what you can do if you're like not quite on my level. What you should do is you should move out into the woods in Idaho and build your own log cabin, and not be involved with the system at all. You would just you'll cut
a farmer.
wood. You'll farm your food. You'll cut wood
So
and burn
what
it
about
for light and heat.
property taxes though?
You'll just be out in the wilderness and they won't find you. Hopefully. Otherwise they might snipe you and your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, what else? What else do we got? Linux. You can only use Linux. Actually, you can only use... What are they making you use at your new job? Open...
FreeBSD.
FreeBSD. That's right, yeah. I don't know much about
'Cause-
that. What's it like?
So some of the reasons people prefer BSD over Linux is that the design philosophy over BSD was security over Linux's design philosophy of speed. So
Okay.
that would be one reason.
They
And,
favor
you know,
security rather than speed, which Linux favors speed.
Yes, that is one reason.
So
Another
it
reason
has
is the way
even-
packages are handled. So I mean, it is one way to do it. BSD. It usually there are pre-compiled binaries that you can get, but usually they want you to like download and then compile yourself if you want an application on BSD. Oh, I got Frank.
Okay.
That's another way. Also, you don't have to. You're not limited by the GNU license if you use OpenBSD, so you can make commercial products with OpenBSD, which is why like a company might use OpenBSD over Linux, because like for example, Android is based off of Linux, but in order for Google to pause up Android, they have what are called Google Apps that they ship with all of the smartphones. So
Hmm.
it's an
So
application that they just inject afterwards.
this favors security more, well, plus also the fact that less people use it. Linux already has issues with driver support a lot of the time. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say maybe OpenBSD doesn't have a super great driver for your GeForce 2080.
No, in fact they have compatibility issues all over the place. So like, just is this processor compatible with OpenBSD can be an issue.
I
I
sometimes.
mean, most modern processors will be, but
Okay.
older ones maybe not. There's like network hardware that can be problematic as well.
Yeah.
So, like if you have a wireless adapter in your laptop and you try to get OpenBSD on your laptop, there's no guarantee that your wireless will ever work. You could write a driver yourself if you're feeling brave, but
Yeah. Just write your own drivers, man. Come on. Come on, Dad. It's not that hard.
I mean, drivers for Linux are just barely getting okay. You know, I remember just not even that long ago, like maybe 4 or 5 years, I would struggle really hard with Linux's NVIDIA drivers,
Yeah.
and even once they were installed, it just didn't run as well as the equivalent Windows driver. So
Yeah. That's the main thing holding me to Windows against my will. First, program compatibility, some of the programs I need. And the driver stuff. Like, for example, this desktop has this nice Republic of Gamers motherboard, and it's made specifically for Windows. Even Windows 10. I think when I got it, I was hoping to put Windows 7 onto it, and it actually broke it, and I had to reinstall Windows 10. Which is, well, actually, that was okay. That brings me back to my uncle again, the same uncle who, the Bitcoin story. For being a computer engineer, he is really naive about Silicon Valley. He's like, "Oh, I don't care. I just have all my data on the cloud on my Apple account."
really, he uses Apple?
Yeah, he has an iPhone, and
What?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, and when I reinstalled Windows, it was actually kind of a good thing because, and this was long enough ago that they were still giving you Windows 10 for free, so I didn't have to buy it. I was like, "Oh, when you installed Windows, did you like turn off all of the things that they ask you? Like, can we collect your keystroke data and stuff like that?" He's like, "Oh, no, I left it all on. It doesn't matter anyway." Yeah, so this is
It
why
doesn't matter.
that kind of, now the story's making more sense why he got his his Bitcoin wallet stolen, because he's super naive about this stuff.
Well, he seemed to be pretty knowledgeable considering he's
He's-
like, oh, this Windows registry tag or whatever. You just need to edit the Windows registry for this, and then it'll start working.
Yeah.
Like he seemed pretty knowledgeable.
Yeah,
That sort of
he's
thing,
super
but-
smart, and he knows a ton about hardware. So you'd think he would be more skeptical than the average person, but no, he doesn't care. He is a little bit older as well, which the boomers they don't know about the Silicon Valley people. They don't know about who runs Silicon Valley.
They don't know. Well, maybe it's just sort of our generation that's like aware of spying through computers. I mean, obviously they should be aware of it through like phones and
Yeah, it's not new.
bugging and
The
stuff.
FBI could always wiretap your phone. It's just now, in the modern day, it's much more personal. You know, if you have a computer that sits around all the time and it has a webcam on it that stays plugged in, and if it has a microphone that stays plugged in, like most laptops do, like the feds immediately have eyes and ears in every household and doesn't require somebody to pick up a phone.
Yeah. And just imagine those little Amazon Echoes or
Oh,
Google
yeah.
Homes.
Yeah. Oh, it's something interesting. They were giving away free, the little, not the smaller, less expensive one, Google Home to people. It was like everybody who had a Hulu or Spotify account or something.
Oh, it's free.
They were giving them out for free. And I was like, wow, that's really interesting.
You don't pay with money.
And other cloud
Oh, yeah?
services. Yeah, Amazon's your friend. Amazon won't do anything. Amazon makes Alexas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I don't think. Well, maybe they don't make them, but
it's their thing.
yeah,
Um,
they probably outsource to
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
Chinese company to make them. But.
Yeah. Oh, China loves this kind of stuff.
So yeah, China probably has their own little spy chip in there too. Just oh fuck.
I actually didn't notice the typo until you corrected it. A rice programmer. That's what I want. I
Rice
want to be a
programmer.
rice programmer. I want to move to China and be a rice. I want to program in rice.
Programming rice.
This kind of does sound like a programming language. Have you tried rice? That'll be the next cool new, like, universally used script thing that'll replace Python in a few years.
I heard Python was named after Monty Python. That's pretty cool.
That makes me like
should
it
all use
slightly more.
Python.
That makes me dislike
I
it
mean, you can
slightly
make
less.
good money programming in Python.
Well,
or
it's
scripting in Python, I should say.
It's the most used language right now, whatever that means.
Yeah.
I don't know if like a lot of big companies will have you using it for their product, but my opinion is it's a temporary trend. It kind of filled the niche that Ruby and Perl used to, and it's another easy to use hand holding interpreted language. And it will probably be replaced by something similar sometime in the next 10 years, in my opinion. C++ is never going away. C#, well, Microsoft will keep C# alive. Apple will probably replace Swift with some cool new thing in a few years. Java will probably be around forever. Well, no, Java will be around for another 10 or 20 years, and then it'll slowly die out as it gets replaced by something else. Those are my predictions. Screen cap this post. Anyway,
Well, I mean, Java's been around since a long time.
when did it start?
I don't know. I remember being
I thought
a
it.
kid. And
Oh, yeah, since
knowing
we were
about
kids,
Java.
for sure. Yeah. Is it as old as stuff like Fortran?
I mean, no, it's not as old as Fortran, but back in Fortran's days, I don't know. That's really old. You're probably working at a terminal.
Anyway. Let's see, we jumped through a few tangents again.
Yeah, that's what we do.
What were we on? Operating systems?
I don't know.
The feds spying on you through your phone, through your devices. Well, let's talk about phones. What should you do about phones? You can just only use VoIP. That's an option.
Yeah, I suppose.
Why? But that implies that you have an IP address, though, which that's not very libertarian of you.
Oh, yeah.
You should just have a landline. Actually,
Landline.
you
But
should.
then you're paying money to a
That's true.
phone
You
company, I suppose.
can't pay your phone bill with cryptocurrency. You'll just
You'll steal your internet from
connect.
fuck. You'll steal your internet from the coffee shop, I guess. And you can wear a
That's weird.
COVID mask so the security cameras won't know it's you. And you'll have to spoof your device ID
No.
every time.
You connect an electric wire to one of your telephone poles nearby, and you use Morse code to talk to people. You really shouldn't have any friends who don't know Morse code anyway. And you and all of your friends can talk to each other through Morse code by hijacking the telephone lines.
Right. That sounds sane. And not illegal.
You could use ham radios.
Yeah, but then
That's true.
I guess, can you encrypt ham radio signals?
No, it's only audio.
And they could definitely triangulate you if you use ham radio.
What's a man gotta do? We should just all become Amish.
That would be unbelievably based. We'll go back to monkey.
We should just live in the jungle and not wear clothes.
And throw spears at each other.
Yeah. And if any
That
feds
sounds like the life, boy.
if any feds come, we'll just throw spears at them. And that brings me to my point.
They'll say that they feared for their lives after they shot us. I feared for my life.
Maybe we can keep going on this, but the point I wanted to get to was what's your end game? Your big idea behind it. You want to rebel against the system, right? Like, if we have, the coming Civil War or World War III in the future, and we'll all be guerrilla rebels, fighting against the Union Army.
We can be gorillas just as long as we have enough bananas.
I don't get it. Is there more to that? What do you mean by banana?
Because we're gorillas.
Just because we're
Gorillas
monkeys?
eat bananas. Yeah, we're monkey.
Okay, what do we got? For a phone, you can set up a web PBX system with a landline and connect to it through a web interface with Tor. So you aren't using the VoIP protocol, then you can have an inbox and everything. There you go. That's what we got to do. I don't know enough about that to comment on it, but yeah, let's all do that.
Yeah, isn't Tor pretty slow for anything that isn't a couple kilobyte website though? Because it has to be decrypted like 3 times, and then anything out has to be decrypted 3 times.
I've only used it briefly for a handful of things. I know, yeah, if you were trying to watch videos through it, that would probably be a huge pain. But anyway, that's the trade-off you make, obviously. Like everything is everything with Silicon Valley is they have lots and lots of developers and they've been around for a long time and it's very convenient. So anytime you try to move away from them, you trade convenience and speed and compatibility, etc., etc. So it's a question of how big of a pain in the ass are you willing to deal with in order to Ninja 9K in order to get out of their system. Anyway, so where I was going with that is if we're trying to fight against the system, I don't think you're going to do it well just by all being Amish farmers. So you have to have some kind of reasonable in which you can operate with all of I guess the general life necessities, reasonably living as a normal person. Like, you probably are going to have a job if you don't just day trade Monero or whatever. And so if you have a job, you pretty much need to have a bank account. And to operate on the internet, you have to have some kind of browser and some kind of ISP. So my compromise, I suppose, is I figure what are the things that that you really don't want them to see, or that they want to see about you, and figure out how to isolate those things as well as possible, because they don't care a whole lot about the YouTube videos you're watching, unless you're watching. If you're watching too much, I was gonna say Alex Jones, but he's not based anymore. I don't think he's based anymore.
Is he? I haven't. To be honest, I never really watched him. I saw the memes, but
kind of same for me. He talked about some stuff before other people talked about it, like the Fusion GPS scandal, or for example the Ruby Ridge thing. Except then he backpedaled on Ruby Ridge, or he cried uncle rather on Ruby Ridge, and then they still made him pay like $50 million anyway. Whoa, she's fast. Oh, she stabbed you.
Yeah, I died.
Oh, okay. If you're watching too much, what was that dude's name? We were talking about it just a week ago, and I keep forgetting his name every time I think about him. I can
Terry Davis?
Yeah, Terry Davis. No, I was going to say, where did I put him? I had him in some of my playlists. Yuri Bezmenov. You should definitely go watch his videos if you haven't seen him. They're
That's
old
too
videos,
basic.
old recordings they made in the 80s and 90s, I think. But yeah, or Terry Davis. Yeah, if you're watching too much Terry Davis, then he might red pill you on the CIA, and they don't want that. If you're talking about your Minecraft plans on /poll or whatever, do it on your Linux computer with the VPN. Try to find the
Why would
least.
you talk about them at all? You don't really need to tell anyone unless they're involved.
Well,
You know what I mean?
the thing is,
I'm gonna shoot up a fucking Walmart. In
oh,
Minecraft.
well, yeah, obviously that's your classical Minecraft plan, but I'm talking about the stuff that you talk about with the things you talk about with the boys on the board of peace.
Yeah.
I think that is important, even if 4chan is a honeypot or whatever. It's important for us to have a strong cultural movement. And if we're all living in our Ruby Ridge bunkers, you're not going to be able to create that. And so I think that takes priority over using the most based operating system and the most based crypto wallet, etc., etc. So think about what's going to happen in the long term. It's like what what influence can you have on the world versus how much do you and how much does the world gain if like you exclusively use the dark web and you live out in the middle of Idaho farming your own food and stuff like that. So the more important thing is to have a cultural movement, and then when shit hits the fan, then we're all going to divide off into our colonies, and so on and so forth. And when that does happen, it's important for the people on your side that you have soldiers and engineers. Obviously,
Is it?
obviously you
think
need
we
farmers
need-
and stuff, but
I think we need poetry and streamers.
when we have, yeah,
We
Yeah,
need
I
to
think-
stream video games.
I think the federal army will have that problem when they create their commie utopia. No, we have enough poets. We have enough official state poets. You can be a coal miner. No!
Mining coal would be kind of based. No, son, you gotta be the streamer. It's good for morale for the troops.
We need you to be a streamer. We saw your stream. You did that Shortbus stream, and it was great. We need you to rile up the troops.
We saw the Shortbus stream, and it was fantastic. We think you should be our head chief executive streamer.
Yeah, I know that it wouldn't be able to currently. I'm talking about like after World War III starts.
After society collapses.
Yeah, when society
like
collapses.
we all want to happen.
Yeah,
Everyone wants to see video games, and we like to imagine ourselves in the zombie apocalypse. Ooh, what would I do if there was a zombie apocalypse? I know what I'd do. I'd go out in the forest and live off of meat. I know what I'd do. I'd live in a bunker. I know what I'd do. I'd go to the military base. Everyone wants society to collapse.
Canadian soldier with PTSD outraged when VA suggested euthanasia. Yeah, isn't that interesting how we have all these... Society is supposedly like the ideal that we would strive toward. That like a primitive feudalistic society would strive to become like we are, with this organized government system and this kind of grid-like system that we live in, and your life is all planned out and you follow certain rules of society. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants it to continue the way it is. Everyone is fascinated by the idea of it just collapsing and us having to go back to living like Indians. Do you want to switch to me? We're about an hour and 20 into it. Okay.
That'd be good.
I'll open my thing. Maybe you can.
Find a save point.
Uh,
This is a pretty interesting game,
I got a
but
good game today. Oops. You can probably hear
is it a classic?
Yeah, I got another classic this week.
Is it a Yahoo Games classic?
Yahoo Games.
I don't know.
What is that?
They had early 2000s,
My damn volume
Yahoo
mixer.
would have a bunch of games and you could play them.
We need to go find... I wonder if addicting games still exists. We can go play those.
Don't they run on Flash?
I still have Flash on my computer. They remind me to uninstall it about once a month, and I tell them, no.
So there's like a Newgrounds player that supposedly can play Swift files.
Okay.
.swift files. I don't know how good it is because I haven't. There's like a lot of things I haven't been able to get it to work on.
You know, there is a bootleg Flash floating around somewhere. I've heard about this because some companies that had their software run on Flash, everything broke when it like got shut down, and then they
Yeah.
fixed it by running it on whatever whatever crack somebody created. That's okay, I'm good. Let me know when you're at a stopping point. Yeah.
Okay.
I will miss seeing all of these pixelated anime girls.
I think only one of them's a girl.
Wait, I thought they were all girls.
I think only the one that looks like Cerno is a girl, and then they're all
Oh,
men.
well, guess I'm gay then.
You're gay.
A lot of times the only
Anime
difference
made
you
you
can tell.
gay.
So that's a guy, I guess.
Noelle. I guess Noelle's a girl's name though.
I don't know. Anyway, the only way you can tell the difference.
Non-binary.
The only way you can tell the difference is by the eyelashes. That's pretty much it.
Boobs.
Or yeah, okay, boobs, yeah. That like
Claire has boobs.
from a anime face, the only difference is the eyes between men and women. Otherwise, they're the
Well, it depends on the artist, because with JoJo, it's pretty easy to tell.
same. With JoJo, they
What
sometimes all
character?
look like men. I don't
Yeah,
even, I
it's
don't
the
even know if the
opposite.
female character is a woman. Is that a woman?
I mean, the name Ash is
Ash, huh?
feminine, but
I'm 5'9", 137 pounds. My shoe size is 8.5. I have 20/10 vision in both eyes. I wish I had someone named Ash who was interested in talking to me. Anyway,
interesting. That's okay. You can switch anytime, but
whenever you want.
now it's fine.
Okay. All right. So, oh, is it working?
Oh, it's working.
Oh, there it goes. Why wouldn't it start? Okay. All right, you're good whenever. I'll just stall while you're gone. It's a lot harder to be entertaining by yourself, though. I've found the times that Jeff ditched me. Oh, where's my... Broke my frickin' mouse. Did he leave? Are you gone? Okay. I'm gonna go halfway through like the... It's okay. Let's do this. This is a game I used to play... Oh, I grab my keyboard so you guys aren't listening to my keyboard. This is a game I played on... They had it on the computers when I was in like elementary school. Oh, okay. That's how that works. They had this on the computers when I was a kid. And then I found someone who had a... oh, I barely managed to not die. I found someone who had a version of it when I was in like high school.
Do you know about physiognomy?
Physiognomy? No, I don't know what that is.
So physiognomy is where you try to guess about someone's personality based off of how they look.
Okay. Like if they are covered in tattoos and are obese, then you assume that
More
they're
like
liberal.
their the shape of their face, how much muscle they have, how tall they are, that sort of thing.
You can tell some things about a person by how much muscle they have.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if there's another way, and I wonder if this concept can transfer over to the realm of the internet.
Okay.
So,
Telling who someone is by their like writing style.
yeah. So there was. Do you know what Channel Awesome was?
Oh, that's what those do. They do that. I kind of learned to do that on 4chan just before you get off on whatever you're talking about. Like on like /A, people would always know who the Trip friends were.
Trip friends.
The Trip friends.
Yeah, when they
Because-
went incognito.
Like there was this one, yeah, when they're going incognito, like there was this one guy on /A who was infamous in like the Madoka threads, named Ack, I think he was, or ACK, and everybody could tell when it was him. It's too easy.
Too easy.
When he was well, he was super obvious though, because he would respond to like a million people in every post, and he would all accuse everybody of being this other Trip user who he used to argue with a bunch. He would say, "Stop pretending to be multiple people. I know it's you." He was.
I love schizo posts.
He was so fun. He would always get banned, and I wish they wouldn't ban him because I loved messing with him.
So if you posted an image of Madoka pregnant, that would make him upset.
Yeah, he was really into Madoka. What's that ship that they all like? Madoka and the other girl?
Blue-haired girl? No, the Hamura.
Hamura, yeah, Madoka and Hamura. He was super into that, and if anybody posted something of Madoka like with a guy, he would go off on his schizo posting, and he would accuse them of being this other guy, Akemi, who he didn't like.
Well, anyway.
That was your game. I still have your stream in the background. Anyway, so you can kind of... I sort of learned how to do this. People have patterns in the way they write. You can kind of tell from their demeanor, from things that set them off, from like where they capitalize and where they don't capitalize. 'Cause some people type with really correct capitalization, and some don't bother at all, and everything in between. And a bunch of stuff like that. You can infer personality a little bit from writing style, and sometimes you can figure out who a person is. But anyway, sorry, go ahead with what you were going to say.
So there was a group of YouTubers called Channel Awesome, and so this comprised of like what's her name, Nostalgia Girl. Her name's like Lindsay something.
Okay.
Lindsay Ellis.
I think that sounds kind
And
of
then
familiar.
Nostalgia Critic, and there
Was
was
the
a
girl
guy
the one
named...
who was on his videos a lot? Nostalgia
Yeah.
Girl? Okay, I think I remember that. I watched...
I think she's gotten away from that old name, but
Okay.
that's how she started. There was also a guy called Jew Wario. So when someone uses
That might be a tautology.
when someone uses a name like Jew Wario for their online persona, what do you think you could gather from a name like that?
Jew Wario?
Yeah.
I'm guessing it was probably a person who uses the Vietnamese booby trap forums. And
He very well could have, but
well, the personality of that kind of person,
so-
and probably makes like meme jokes a lot.
yeah. Well, he got in trouble for this. Well, he's a YouTuber, so this isn't surprising. But he
I
got in
think I know
trouble
what's
for sexually assaulting a minor. So
That's what I was expecting.
it's the end of all YouTubers.
You know,
They end up
though-
as bad music artists or sexually assaulting.
For
someone.
making Jew jokes, there was another person who made Jew jokes and was wrongly accused of sexual assaulting minors. Who
Oh yeah,
maybe you've
was
heard
it
of
a
him?
certain music artist?
he was a certain music artist who you've probably heard of.
Did he make jokes about it though, or is it just that is that one song?
He had that one song, and he said stuff about them sometimes. Like he talked about how he hated them and how like they would.
Really? Is there video of this?
It was a
Okay, we gotta
it was a call.
play this.
It was a phone call, I don't know if
we
they
should
have
play
the-
this on the next stream. We gotta play it first on the next stream
I-
if we can
I
find
don't,
it.
I don't know if they have the audio of it.
Okay. If we have
There
like
is-
a transcript, we could.
There's a
recreate it.
transcript. Yeah, you can
And
find
I could do
it.
my
You'd
best
say-
Michael Jackson impression.
I don't know what his speaking voice sounded like, other than when he was a little black boy. I don't know what his white adult voice sounds like. How many of them do I have? I still need 2 more.
Now, Donald Trump doesn't want you listening to Michael Jackson because he turned from a black to a white man.
I
we like
saw
white men in this
Michael
country.
Jackson, and he was black, and then he was white, and no one knows how he became white. Well, I know how he became white.
It's because he drank
got
bleach.
rich. He got rich, and they said he
Just
could
like
become
I do.
white.
If you don't vote for me, then I'll make you drink bleach because you won't be black anymore. If you don't vote for me, Joe Biden.
How do I get that damn thing? I don't know how to get... Oh, there's probably a jump somewhere around here. Where is it? Oh, there you are. Michael Jackson, he became rich, and then they said, okay, you can be white now. And they let him be white. And he was a great white man. I would know. I'm the best white man who's ever lived.
Now, Donald, you're not white. You're orange. We made you orange after you became president.
I
We
thought I
said-
had all the stuff.
You're not allowed to be white anymore. Because you're a bad president. And we say, we don't want you here, you orange orangutan monkey. Get out of my country and vote for Joe Biden.
I got the black vote and the Latino vote, and we love our Latinos. And they said I couldn't be white anymore. And so I became orange.
We had to make up a new race for you because none of the other races wanted
Oh, that
you.
was how I was supposed to do that.
So we made up the
I
orange
bounce.
race.
Now I bounce. Now I can bounce. And I can bounce very well. They said it was the best bounce they'd ever seen. Oh my gosh. Frick. Dang. Anyway.
The meat. Let me peep the meat.
Super bounce.
I love this game. I love this game. Means you can bounce so good.
We could
You can
bounce
bounce
so
so
good.
high.
I was the marble.
Shut up, Donald. I was watching
Alright.
other Donald Trump, but I can bounce. See,
we
I'm
didn't
a
have games like this when I was a young sap. When I was a kid, we had to go outside and we had to play our favorite game. We'd catch the Negro. The games we played when I was a kid. And we grew up
No,
all
you
right.
can't say that. You're not allowed to say
Hey,
that.
I-
I can't let you say that.
All the black people voted for me, all right, Donald?
He actually did. He actually did say that.
What did he say?
He referred to like this baseball player as like the greatest Negro of all time. But
Oh, they told me that we're not allowed to say that word anymore. Well, I don't know. When I was a kid, we said that word all the time, and we didn't mind it. Sometimes they minded, but we didn't care. You know, though, sometimes older black guys prefer the word Negro for some reason. I guess back then they used it more.
I know they do down south
Mm.
in Mexico.
Down south in Mexico. Negro. Yeah. I don't know where... Oh, there's that one over there. I didn't get that one yet.
Mr. White. Jesse, I need to make the meth for Gus Fring.
I don't know any to do any of the voices from that shit. Ah, crap. Oh, okay, that's where that is.
America, where you can start off as a poor black kid and end up as a rich white man.
A rich white woman. See,
Oh,
who says you can't go from rags to riches in America? Just look at Michael Jackson.
That's right.
Now, where's that last one?
Last one. Oh,
I need a frickin'... Where is it? Yeah, Michael Jackson, they screwed him over.
I don't like his music very much.
I haven't ever listened to him a whole lot, but
Everyone knows Thriller.
the fact that that happened to him, and I was a kid when everyone was doing the like Michael Jackson pedophile jokes, so I went along with it, and I remember being like when he died and everyone. Well, actually, wait, no, I was in my late teens when he died.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that once he died, everyone turned around. And
Yeah, everyone
he's
suddenly
so great.
liked him
He's the
again,
king of pop.
and
It's
they
like,
made
what?
that movie. It was because they decided to stop blackballing him, and make some money off of making a movie about him as soon as he
Right.
died.
Now
They-
that he's dead, we can make money. Off
Yeah,
it.
now that he's dead, we'll capitalize on him one more time.
Good.
But-
Good. You're dead. Good.
Dead? Good.
Time to hustle.
Be really dead. Be the deadest person ever. Keep working out.
Buy Jocko Willink. Brain supplements. What does he make?
I don't know.
No,
what
he doesn't
makes.
make
he has
anything,
A
he
podcast
just-
or something.
No, he sells books and he.
Buy my book.
Oh no, we can look at his website. Let's look.
He has a
Jocko
website.
Willink. I'm sure he does.
Wake up at 4 a.m. every day and punch yourself in the balls. Dang it. Ah!
Go to bed at 5 a.m. Wake up at 4 a.m.
Stay up all
Get
night.
negative 1 hours of sleep.
Stay up all night watching anime. It's how you'll train yourself to be tough. You'll train your body to operate on negative 1 hours of sleep. You know, I don't
Hey,
think
sells
hitting these mines would
t-shirts.
actually do anything. So there aren't any holes nearby. They don't hurt
What's
you.
any supplements? Warrior Kid. Does he sell shit? Accessories. Oh, he sells soap
Super
and patches.
rhinoceros ballsack
Super
supplement.
Maybe that's
cotton
Joe
candy
Rogan.
flavored.
I'm thinking
Oh,
Joe Rogan.
maybe.
Joe Rogan doesn't do anything though. He takes sort of like a middle of the road approach to everything.
He
I
has
guess
his,
he didn't with
he has
the
his
George Floyd
podcast, and
stuff, but
he what did he say about George Floyd?
he's like, oh well, the fact he's like, of course he's of course Chauvin is guilty because he knew him beforehand and he kneeled on his neck for 8 minutes or whatever it is, which is actually a long time to kneel on someone's neck. But
I wasn't upset about him getting convicted. Like,
no, I don't
Who-
really
who-
care.
who cares if one of them got a hard deal for once? Most of the time they get a slap on the wrist for murdering people. So
I walked into my apartment and all the furniture was
Yeah.
different and there was a guy eating ice cream. He must have broken in and changed all my furniture and started eating my ice cream, so I shot
he
him.
was eating my ice cream. He failed to comply. I told him stop. Put my ice
Stop.
cream down, and he wouldn't.
Stop not complying.
He would.
And
He wouldn't do it.
Trying to trick me, saying that it was his apartment. Saying that I was breaking into his apartment when it was really him who was
Unbelievable.
breaking
I'm
into
the
my
police
apartment.
officer here. To even think he would have the
You're
gall.
not supposed to question anything I say.
Yeah. So yeah, who cares? But
Good.
gone to jail when you were innocent. Good.
Good.
Become
I don't think he's
strong.
innocent, but-
Become stronger in jail. I don't know where the last freaking one is. I'm just gonna
Get
skip
raped
this.
in jail. Good.
It'll harden your
That
butt
means
crack.
it'll harden your asshole.
Get as hard of a butt crack as possible. Pinch their dick off with your sphincter.
Get anal incompetence. Good. Incontinence, not incompetence. Jesus fuck. Get anal incontinence. Good. Have to wear a diaper for the rest of my life. Good. That just means you get an opportunity to work harder. Do jujitsu, a new jujitsu move where you shit on your enemy.
Forget that
Good.
level. It's stupid.
That's called brown belt. When you learn that technique.
That's how you get your brown belt in jiu-jitsu, is when you learn how to hold a guy by sticking your fingers up his asshole.
Yeah, you do an arm bar, a reverse arm bar, where your face is down and your ass is in the air, and you've got his arm, and then you just spray shit all over his face.
Oh, that was probably what I was
That's how
supposed
you do it. We're gonna put on our pajamas and fight. We're gonna get close, man to man, grab each other, throw each other to the ground, all sweaty, and shit on each other. That's real jujitsu. This is destroying my throat doing that voice. I don't even know if that's what Jocko sounds like.
I don't even know what his voice sounds like.
Sounds like a low-pitched guy.
He
Low-pitched bald guy voice.
sounds basically like what you would expect a guy named Jocko Willink to sound like.
Is that his real name?
I don't know,
Jocko.
probably not. Oh yeah,
Name
this
is-
one.
His name is Torque Steel.
Torque. Oh shit, I missed it. Maybe I'll die. I'll just go as fast as I can. Like Sonic.
Good. Go fast. Good.
Go fast.
Die.
Go faster than
Good.
Sonic. Run as fast as you can into that wall. Die. Good.
Run head first into a brick wall. Good.
Dead.
Get brain damage.
Good.
Live life as a vegetable. Good.
It'll build character. You'll become stronger than your enemies.
And
What's that side
Ooh.
area even go to? I probably didn't get a record.
so what does the YouTube algorithm try to get you to watch?
Well, one time I clicked on like Stephen Colbert or John Oliver video for whatever reason, maybe for like research into like talking about how the blue-pilled people are fagots. But then it wouldn't stop recommending them to me. As opposed to like Styx X and Hammer, where you have to tell it to, like, you have to turn on the bell for him for it to even see any of his videos when they come out.
Well, I circumvent most algorithms by just bookmarking all the channels that I want to go through, and then
I
go
think
through that.
I have
don't go
I
to
have a
the homepage
bookmark
of
for
any
YouTube,
websites anymore.
and unfortunately, as you all know, I still have a YouTube account, which maybe I won't in the future. That's one of my plans. One of my first plans when I start trying to be more red-pilled is I'll delete Google and Microsoft. Yeah, I have my subscriptions page bookmarked instead of the home page, because the home page will recommend whatever they want you to. And I think they figure out if you're like a right-wing asshole, and they just try to slowly like lean you slightly more towards the middle. Like they'll recommend stuff like, I don't know,
Tim Pool.
Tim Pool maybe.
I've heard that's what Tim Pool is, and that's why he's allowed to continue.
He's like their moderate. He's their
Yeah.
compromise. Tim Pool sometimes talks about stuff that I feel like they wouldn't want people to hear, though. Like he talked a whole lot about election fraud.
Yeah, but he said he didn't think there was election fraud at all.
He said he didn't think there was? I remember him saying that he didn't think they would overturn it.
No, he straight up said that it probably wasn't election fraud, and it was just
Huh.
the negative vote for Trump. People hated Trump so
Yeah,
much. 'Cause
a
of his
lot
mean
of
tweets.
people settled for low hanging fruit like that. Like, oh, oh my gosh, that is the worst freaking. Oh, actually, I can use those to double jump if I remember right. Can I use these to double jump? Oh yeah, I sure can.
Chop.
What was I talking about? YouTube still
YouTube
has
recommended.
RSS feed that you can use if you want. What actually
Well-
is that? I don't even know what that is. It's one of those random things that I never actually learned what it means. RSS feed. Do you know? No? Or I hear you.
Well, it lets you subscribe to different things. I don't know if it downloads a copy to your computer, but
Huh. Anyway, I mean, if you still have a YouTube account, you're still not doing it right. We were talking about what we could potentially start doing, though. We were thinking of having streamed to multiple platforms. We do have Gab accounts. If you have a Gab account, you can go follow me. It's in my links. We were thinking of starting to stream on Gab Video, and then just double between that and YouTube. I assume we'll probably keep doing YouTube until they ban me. Which I'm not gonna like, unlike Tim Pool or Ben Shapiro or whatever, I'm not going to bend the knee and start talking about stuff less in order to not have them disincentivize my YouTube.
you're gonna lose all your good boy points like that.
You're going to lose your social credit. So when they ban me, and then we'll just only do Gab Video, which we haven't actually set it up yet, but that is our plan currently. I'm a little bit busy right now, so I have limited things to add to the plate for the time being. Anyway, if you still have a YouTube account, you can just only have your bookmark set to your subscriptions page. Oh, I'm out of water.
Amogus.
Oh gosh, I hate this one. Your feed, for example, feed videos, and then you do. Oh, is that a special link that you can use? Oh, is that to only show you a feed for a specific user or a specific channel? You see the comment just now? Oh.
Yeah, I do.
I don't think I ever bothered using that. Partly because when YouTube was still cool, I was a kid. I didn't really know anything about technology. My earliest memories of YouTube are like 2007 or 2008. We still had... No, 2006, I think. I think my parents still had dial-up, and I would look up, like... I would look up, like, Nintendo videos, like, AMVs of, like, Mario and Princess Peach, and I would wait, like, I'd wait like an hour for it to download so I could watch it. That was what I was into. I was into Nintendo shipping. I was like, whoa, there are other people out there.
Like Nintendo.
It's
That's
good
so
that
sad.
It's good that I didn't figure out video making before I did, because I would have made really cringy stuff. At some point I made another account and then I deleted it and made this one.
I
What's a man gotta
abandoned
do?
my old YouTube account.
If you look at the old videos on my account, we used to do YouTube poop, and your account used to be Full Metal Delic, right?
Yep.
Yeah, back when we were in middle school, high school, we would do YouTube poop stuff and YouTube poop tennis. I thought
I had to use Windows Movie Maker for that shit. That was the worst.
You didn't use Premiere Pro or Flash or something at some point?
I didn't have Premiere Pro for a
alright.
while. I could try to
Well, you did some stuff.
use Flash for like, copy pasting a head onto someone else.
I thought at some point you started to do... Oh, dang it.
The problem with that though is that it would always
Give it one
cause
try.
audio desync with the video.
Didn't you do Flash stuff at some point? Like small animations?
Yeah. I don't think they're anywhere online. I guess.
Oh, your old videos?
Yeah. Actually, I had a GeoCities website that I put all my older animations on. GeoCities is gone now, but I just put the Swift file. I'd upload that, and then literally just the link
This is
would send you
annoying.
to the .swift file, and it would just play in the browser. It was pretty
Oh my
crude.
gosh.
Yeah. Then if you were an edgy kid, you'd go to
whatever.
Newgrounds
Who cares?
and watch videos someone made using the Metal Slug sprites.
I never was into Newgrounds. I think it was kind of on the decline by the time I was really aware of the internet beyond like YouTube. I remember seeing videos on YouTube though that I think were uploaded to Newgrounds and then they re-uploaded them, like the old those old Flash animators like Curbofur. They do stuff like those old Super Nintendo videos or Brawl
Sorry.
taunts. That's right, that was when Brawl was the popular Smash Bros. Game.
I remember looking back at those and finding them to be not very funny.
Yeah, they were super funny back then when I was like 12, but then we slowly were hardened to, or we slowly became more picky about internet humor. We would only be entertained by TikTok memes.
That's right.
only be entertained by like post ironic like schizo troll face memes.
Yeah.
Street Fighter Chode. I'm pretty sure I have. I can't remember it though. I know I've seen that name though. I remember not being able to figure this one out.
Is that by...
Ah. I think I remember seeing that though. Oh crap.
Sus.
Anyway. Were we talking about anything interesting before we got off on that? I think
No.
we're about probably done with like the Silicon Valley stuff.
It's never done, because they keep stepping forward. But
It'll never be over.
Yeah.
So,
we...
until the Antichrist rules the earth, they'll never be done.
We look back at people, and the generation before us. Like we have all of our problems as millennials, right? So it's like, oh, these people don't have genders. Can you really live like that? But then it's also important to remember, like, the boomer generation did like all the orgies and all the drugs. So I mean, as far
That
as I don't think we're too bad in comparison. I think it's just, you know,
I think
we focus on what's happening now
the
and we tend to
60s.
forget.
The 60s was really when they started kind of the trend of modern liberalism got going. Before that,
Right.
it was a little different. There wasn't any party switch or whatever. That's all bullshit. But
I do wonder if there is like if how sustainable this really is. I mean, people have made lots of money, but
oh,
it does also kind of seem like things could collapse. We're gonna face civil war. Better
Well,
grab your guns.
the people who are at the top of the game. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted. Still didn't get anything. Hold on, let me give that one more try. The people at the top, I think their end game is they kind of have a lower class of cattle who, you know, still run society basically, but they continue to rule it and make all the money.
You're saying that like that's not the current situation.
Well, they want it more so than it currently is. We all eat our chow, our cricket. Oh,
Our cricket slop.
our cricket slop. we
It's good for the environment.
they'll have
You
us
better eat it. No steaks for you.
they'll have
Talk
us
about crickets all the time.
work in their factories, be their entertainers, be their prostitutes, but you know, they'll own everything and be at the top of all the companies and governments. Which, yeah, like it's already almost there. I guess just the fact that we still have sort of a democracy, sort of.
Well, if you look at the things they attack, you can sort of infer maybe what their goals are. So they really, really don't like guns.
Yeah, they want guns out. I feel like they want Christianity out, probably just because it
Hey,
creates people.
but I was told by Karl Marx that religion is the opiate of the masses. So shouldn't they be promoting religion then?
Well, look, Marx didn't understand everything. We need to go farther than Marx had
Okay.
it.
So we're okay.
Marx didn't have the whole idea.
I'm glad we have modern technology and skyscrapers and cars and computers and cockroach milk. That makes us better than people of the past. Like, we look back at the past at people in, say, Victorian times, and we noticed that they didn't have sexual freedom like we do.
Yeah.
And that's because they were dumb. People in the past were dumb.
They didn't have.
And
didn't
it's not
understand.
because that's what kept them alive. It's not like they didn't have any cures for syphilis or HIV or AIDS or gonorrhea, and getting an STD would be a death sentence. No, it's late stage capitalism that we're experiencing now.
I think it was
and
the
that's the source of all
patriarchy.
of our current problems.
Like
Yeah,
that.
that too.
That video
It's
we were
it's
watching. That
yeah.
video we were watching, like about how there was just the male sex and nothing else, or the male gender. Sorry.
Actually, yeah, scientists invented women in the 18th century so we could oppress them.
Gender studies professors invented women, and then they invented all the other genders that are just as valid.
No, it was John Money that invented gender.
That's true.
So
And
gender didn't exist.
he had a very successful experiment that proves
He
that
did.
gender exists.
John Money and David Reimer, or what was his? That would be a dead naming to call him David, wouldn't it?
Oh, was he a strong, independent individual as well?
David. What was he called during? Yeah, so David Reimer was born as a boy, and then they circumcised him with an electrical surgery implement.
This isn't
But
one
the
of the
device,
Is this one of John Money's patients?
this is his main experiment
Okay.
patient.
All right. Yeah. I thought you were talking about another scientist. I don't know where the
So
other models
they
are.
fucked up the circumcision and destroyed his dick. So, his mom approached John Money because she saw him on TV and asked him for help, I guess. And then he's like,
TV
ooh,
people.
better rub my hands together. This is the perfect opportunity to prove my theory about gender. So, his theory was that gender is the result of, nurture, not nature. It's socially learned as a child if you're a boy or a girl.
Which we talked about
And
that
so-
a little bit before as well.
Yeah, we did
That
like forever ago.
Everything is well. We talked about like on leftists and progressives like think that everything is nurture and that like biology, like preconceived, what not preconceived, like things determined like by nature don't exist. It's all just fake,
Yeah.
man-made.
He was also given, later in life, he was given estrogen to make him grow breasts. I don't know what his name was, though, when he was raised as a girl, as like Jennifer or some shit.
Okay.
Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but eventually he killed himself. So
Yeah, and his brother as well, who they.
yeah, I can't. Well, John did make them simulate sex with each other.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would choose the siblings to do. If you're okay, first off, you shouldn't be doing that. But second,
In
not the
particular, that it
siblings.
was siblings.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't find a willing volunteer, and they were kids as well. So that, first of all, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I wonder what religion really likes circumcision, Mr. Andrew. Well, I know there's two primary ones.
I'm a little undecided on that argument. There are some arguments about it that it's like cleaner. Like you get shit in your foreskin that you have to clean out. And I've heard arguments from the opposing side that it's torturously painful to the baby.
Yeah, like the babies pass out from the pain.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, which that is definitely
Which
concerning, and I don't know why nobody's
shouldn't
talking.
you
Well, I know why
give them
nobody's.
some numbing agent at least.
Yeah,
Like,
you would think. Like, oh well, they're so young that they won't have memories of it, so it doesn't really exist. Oh, I still have to turn
the first
upside
thing
down
that happens to you is extreme pain. when you're
Oh,
born.
hello world. I wonder what my life will be like. It is kind of a good introduction to life.
That's true. They're just prepping you for what's coming, you know?
Oh, nope, that won't do it. Yeah.
Could always just jump out the window, too. That would...
They could just kill you to save you the trouble.
Yeah.
Which the left kind of wants to do that as well.
I mean, maybe you could rip out their fingernails, too, so they don't have to clean under their fingernails.
That's the main argument for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, then against it, there's that first of all, the pain, and also I've
Well, you can't
Soon-
reverse it either, so it's like,
Yeah,
and
it's
not that
against
a
their will.
baby can consent to. There's that aspect. I don't know.
Um,
I know one reason why they're doing it is because they make money off of newborn cells. They're actually quite valuable, actually, because a cell can only divide so many times, so a newborn's cells are actually useful for a lot of things, including producing drugs. Mine grew back, and they did it twice.
Your
Yeah. I've never actually heard of it
foreskin
growing
grew back?
but
Is that possible?
I don't know. Apparently, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, so he brought up the other argument that I was going to say. There are a lot of nerves in the foreskin, so they say that you lose when they circumcise you, and then sex is less enjoyable.
Well, I guess I wouldn't know otherwise, but
I have a friend who claims otherwise, who's in he's a nursing major.
is he circumcised late life?
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't know unless you tried it both ways. He claims that all of the nerves are in the glands and that the foreskin is just skin.
It's there for no reason.
It's just skin, he said. I don't know, what is the reason? To protect it?
Well,
What's its evolutionary purpose?
I suppose so. Protection.
For it
It
to
does
retract into?
sort of maintain lubrication.
Oh. Well, and maybe that's true. Maybe it does have a lot of nerves. So I'm not necessarily deferring to him because he is circumcised. I won't say who it is, but and he's kind of more of a mainstream conservative, I would say. Like, he likes people like Ben Shapiro and Fox News.
Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
Is it someone I know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell
That
you
narrows
later.
it down.
Huh?
That narrows it down, huh?
Um,
Well, actually, I don't know any nursing.
no, you know him. You saw him recently.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, so kind of like a lot of things, it's hard to talk to kind of traditional conservative about it, because kind of like talking to them about like only once important. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know if I said something that you're alluding to.
is what's important.
Did I say something is once important?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably did. No, we're just
Anyway, it's hard to talk like about like Israel, for example. Try talking to your dad who loves World War II films and Holocaust films about like
Israel.
hey, we're giving all this money to Israel and they don't really do anything for us.
Yeah, we gave.
You're joking. Gosh.
Oh well, I was gonna say we gave $40 billion to Israel,
I was reacting.
which I mean we have at some point, but we also did that for Ukraine. So
Well, maybe
Hey,
Israel probably
that's $80 billion.
Israel probably feels betrayed at this point. Ukraine is.
Hey, where's my cut,
Hey,
huh?
where's my money? Hey, where's my money?
Now
I'm gonna
don't
call my
worry,
lawyer.
you'll both get your cut. Don't worry. We'll print more money.
Why?
Pass those fucking idiots.
Don't worry. I'm not Jewish, but I am a Zionist. So you'll have your money.
Yeah, and you can't even criticize
Which he
the
did.
transfer of money to Israel without
Yeah,
being
that's.
called
Hey, don't be so
anti-Semite.
anti-Semitic. Yeah. So they've probably because of
Do you remember
Come
The
on.
Holocaust.
Don't never
Remember,
forget.
we
Anytime
made a movie about it.
anytime they
Again,
tell
so
you
you'd remember
anytime they
and give us
say
money.
anytime they say never forget about something, you can usually assume that it's
The
propaganda.
the Holocauster.
Yeah, and 9/11.
9/11. They don't talk about 9/11 that much. They haven't made any movies, as far as I know, about 9/11.
They haven't? I'd be a little
They probably
surprised.
have, but I can't think. Like, I don't
Maybe
know.
if-
It'd be kind of funny to see
If
that.
there starts
Like,
being widespread opposition to the
YouTube
war,
deleted my comment and shadow banned me. I'm Andrew. Are you using like a utility to make YouTube accounts on the fly? Is that what's going on? Carl Robin.
YouTube shadow banned him just now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm sorry, man. They'll probably come for me eventually.
Oh yeah. Now the target's on us. He brought this. He brought the plague upon us.
You led them right to us. Anybody seen that movie?
No.
Oh, that's how I do
No.
that. No.
No.
He has a lot of accounts.
You bring a light?
That's how I know.
No.
That's how I know that you're too red-pilled for them. You're too hot for their cold kitchen. I'll just do that. What do you think of them? Oh, okay.
I mean, multiple accounts. That's like having multiple Evans. At least 4. That's all you need. I mean, one oven can do quite a bit of work.
Yeah. I've heard you can cook a batch of cookies like once every 5 minutes. In a regular.
If you turn it on all the way.
In a like regular coal oven, like an old-fashioned coal oven, like they would have had 80 years ago.
Yeah.
Let's get my channel banned. Let's get fired from our jobs.
Rip.
I'm totally
Okay,
good at that.
I can just rob banks for money.
I can just have a. I can just
I'll run a crypto scam.
day trade Monero.
Day trade Monero. I don't know why Monero hasn't been
Oops.
as widely adopted as Bitcoin, though.
Oh,
I don't think it
that are
will
better than
be.
Bitcoin. Bitcoin was just kind of the first big kid on the block.
Yeah, it doesn't matter really, because like you can say, oh well, this crypto has all these benefits over this, and you can be technically right, but if it's not widely adopted, there's no point.
Where's my
Yeah,
other
you
freaking?
can put all the little bells and whistles, and
Oh, there it
it'll
is.
be the perfect system. But if no one uses it, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was why I
You
got
know-
into quantum as well, because they were talking about, oh, they're doing all this stuff. They launched a node into space that's going to be on the satellite.
Why was that a selling point? Because you can't get to it.
I don't know. I don't
can't-
remember. It was for their some kind of thing for their transactions. They have smart transactions. It uses the same system as Ethereum, etc., etc. They talk up a lot of stuff, and if you go on like /biz or whatever, everybody's got some new altcoin that they're trying to shill, probably because
Probably because they made it,
they made
and
it.
they're trying to get.
They
people
made
to-
it, or they bought into it
price.
early, and so they benefit from it becoming popular. I bet that's just as or more often as well. This one's
This
kinda
is
cool.
called Bitcoin XC.
It's better.
It's like Bitcoin, but it's
like
the
Bitcoin,
future.
But it's the
Bitcoin.
future.
It's going to the moon. You better buy in.
Yeah. Okay. What did he say? How is it
We're
once?
talking about circumcision, and he's saying, what does he say?
Oh, he was quoting an article. Is that the comment you deleted? You probably.
No, YouTube deleted it.
Oh,
I guess
you know
an
what?
article said it was once important, and now it's not.
circumcision.
Foreskin.
Oh, foreskin was once important. Oh.
Yeah. People aren't having sex anymore, so you don't need it. I mean, that's
Why-
generally true. Millennials don't have very much sex, and neither do Gen Z.
I wouldn't know anything about that. I have side girl in every area code.
Area code.
Man,
Side hoe.
all my side hoes, they're just waiting for me to come their way. They text me every night and say, "Hey, I'm lonely," and I say, "You wait your
Good.
turn." Good.
You said good.
Lonely? Good. No girlfriend? Depressed? Wish you had someone to keep you company and to hold you at night instead of your pillow? Good. It builds character.
Your shit covered pillow.
Wish you had someone instead of your shit-colored Madoka Daki.
Yeah. You think Jocko Willink would like Madoka Magica?
I have.
It is about suffering, so maybe. Maybe
I
he
watched
would
Madoka, and it reminded me of my training in the Marine Corps. Oh, I got it.
Maguka is suffering.
Well, we're at like an hour and 20 minutes, or 2 hours and 20 minutes, whenever you want to stop. I don't know how much longer we want to go.
It don't matter. I feel like we didn't wrap everything up, but
There's probably more stuff that we didn't
we
talk
jumped
about.
tangents like 10 times.
Yeah, sorry, we're both like mega ADHD, and we could be talking about one thing one moment, and then we'll get distracted by some random detail, and then start getting off on some other subject. You're listening to two nut jobs in person right now. They should have scientists listen to us. I'm sure they'd be fascinated. Psychologists.
It's like you know how like they'll set up two chatbots to talk to each other. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, that's you and me.
Do you believe in God? I believe in God. Do you? Am I human? You're human. I'm not human.
Let's have a clever bot chat right now.
Clever bot.
What do you think about the humans?
I'll ask Cleverbot what it thinks about circumcision here.
Does it still exist?
Probably. Yeah, there it is. What do you think about infant circumcision?
I miss. Oh, got it.
I think they're odd. Oh, okay.
I think they're odd. Report that to the ADL right now.
The ADL?
Yeah. 'Cause
What's
that's
that?
anti-Semitic. Well, the ADL was formed when a guy named Leo Frank was wrongly accused of raping and killing a woman. He even told everyone that it was this black guy, but for some reason in the Deep South they didn't believe him. It's probably because they were so anti-Semitic. Fortunately, he had some rich and powerful friends who helped his judge figure out the truth. And then they got him like a lighter sentence. But
Oh, it wasn't a woman. It was a child.
yeah, it was like a 12-year-old girl. Yeah,
It's 13.
13.
Close enough.
Um,
Look, it's the Wikipedia page says this is part of a series on anti-Semitism.
that's interesting. Though there is a conspiracy theory that he actually was guilty. And
Like the court found.
yeah, well. Anyway,
The
fortunately,
evidence.
despite the anti-Semitic evidence, what does this freaking level want me to do? Despite all the anti-Semitic evidence, he fortunately had some rich friends who helped the judge to see things clearly, and he got him a lighter sentence. But that's why.
Oh, are the details of that case available? Like, you know what the evidence was?
You'd have to ask in the right places, because like everything else, it's a subject of controversy, and so the powers that be
I'm sure it
may
is.
influence them.
Right.
Um,
The Wikipedia page seems pretty paused up. You
Oh,
know,
here's
say it.
something interesting on that subject. If you look up cultural Marxism on Wikipedia, it gives you a page on the cultural Marxism conspiracy theory. I swear I already did this one. Oh no, this is just a slightly similar one. Which is part of a series on anti-Semitism. That's weird.
Makes sense.
Ah! Okay, I guess I need to find some of the things. But if you look up an archive of that same page from about 8 or 10 years ago, it will show you that they used to have a normal page about cultural Marxism that talks about the Frankfurt School. And but I guess they had some third-party fact-checkers go and correct it. Oh, there you are. Are they all pink? Did they hide them in the level by making them pink? This is capitalism at its finest. This is
I got access to OpenAI Playground. It's pretty good for getting homework done, but I've never tried talking to it. Yeah, I mean, it could be... You know, it could be a fun experiment to try, like, telling the AI to write me a resume under, like, some random... Not like my real name, but, like... And just, and then just see if it gets hits.
What were we talking about Wikipedia article? Oh yeah, Leo Frank.
The ADL, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Fortunately, he had some rich and powerful friends who helped the judge to see things clearly. But then the people were so anti-Semitic that they went and they broke him out of the prison he was in and lynched him. It's really a sad story about anti-Semitism in our country, and we need to make sure to never forget. Never forget, in fact.
Never forgetty. Mom spaghetti.
Where are you? Where are you? I want a diamond. Give it to me.
This is my waifu.
Why are you hiding from me? My waifu is Mugi from K-On! Ah!
Muggy.
Muggy. So yeah, that's how the ADL was formed. Anyway, it was to make sure that they always had people around to help out when someone's being wrongly accused of something because they're Jewish. It's not the one I was on just now, is it? Maybe I mixed them up.
I have bonitis.
Oh, he had it write essays for him. That's kind of funny. They can't. Their automatic plagiarism capture program. There it is.
Well, it's original. That's the problem.
Yeah. Oh.
It's an original work.
Yeah. So if they're
Not
not
a robot.
if they're not reading it super closely. When I was in like middle school and high school, they had some auto grader thing that we would write essays into. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
They still have that.
They do? And
Yeah.
people figured out ways to trick it. Like if you just took your whole thing and copied and pasted it, you'd get more points just for it being longer.
Just double the length.
Yeah.
Good. My kids don't love me. Good.
Have a dysfunctional family. Good. Make it even worse.
Homer.
Build character.
The kids don't love you anymore, Homer. Because you didn't vote for Joe Biden. No, that's more of a
Homer!
Joker vote.
Why didn't you vote for Biden? Now Lisa doesn't want to talk to you.
Well, Marge, I just thought that Trump would be a better president. And I think
Dad,
you see that. with
Don't you
gas
know that
prices.
Trump is a racist, sexist, homophobe, orange orangutan?
A classic episode of The Simpsons. Simpsons didn't really come into its own for like 15 or 20 years, and that's when they started making the really good episodes.
That's right. Now we have episodes with guest appearances of Billie Eyelash, who tells Lisa that her dad doesn't support her music, even though there's episodes of him supporting her in her music and buying her saxophones and things. Forget about that.
Nobody likes that character anyway. I never really watched that show very much.
Nobody likes Lisa anymore. Homer,
There's...
you gotta support Lisa.
Where are you?
But Marge, she always has the mainstream liberal opinion.
She's kind of like Brian in Family Guy. They
Who
have all
is?
Brian, the dog.
Oh, Lisa's like Brian.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's like the character for being the voice of whatever liberal propaganda they're trying to sell to their viewer base. Did I just go back down to the start? What's up with this stupid level? Wait. Oh. Oh, yep, that is indeed the start. You know what? Fuck it, just restart.
If I want to make a passage longer, I write to make this passage longer. Good.
Well, I wish I had that program when I was like in English classes and stuff. I am done with all of my generals now. I've got
Actually, I wonder if it can write code.
code,
Probably not coherent code, but
well, probably not useful code, and you wouldn't understand what it was doing anyway, so. I'm almost done with school finally. Never been a good student in my life, so it took me a long time. I don't know where they're meant to go in this stupid level. I might wrap it up soon maybe when I finish this one. I think we've run out of good stuff to talk about.
what? Hold on, let me try this.
Are you trying the OpenAI thing?
Yeah. I told it to write a bubble sorter, and it looks like it did. I think it messed up on the for loop syntax.
I would have to see it. Actually, you could just bring it up on your... Do you have it on your browser that you're streaming? Are you streaming still?
No.
You can pull it up on your streaming browser.
Yeah, it got the parentheses wrong on the for loop for I in
Okay.
range.
This level is for fagos. Go into the next one.
Never forget.
That level is for forgets. I'm gonna forget about that level.
Like it's almost here. I'll write it. It's in Python, so I don't remember if you remember what Python is. If
Oh,
you've used Python,
I have
the
used
syntax.
Python before. Oh, I just glitched the game. It looks like it sent me into the sky. That was cool. They had a collider issue right there.
Oh yeah, got the syntax for the loop right. That's interesting. So
I maybe remember Python enough to tell if it's right or not.
this looks right to me.
Can you pull it up and stream it to me?
Like it's mostly right. It would need some fixing, I think, but here. Right, so there you go. So I asked it to write a bubble sort function in Python, and it looks like it
Okay.
got it right. And it has the length of the array. And so def is how you declare a function, and then for range I in range n.
0, n minus I minus 1.
I don't see I decrement.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, you have a 4i and then a 4j, which that is right.
Okay.
Okay,
And
first
I-
one goes from 0 to n. Second one goes from 0 to
n
n,
minus
n
I
minus I.
minus 1.
Minus
so that
1. Do you need a
I think
minus 1?
that's correct. You do. Or do you? Start at 0 and then go +1.
Because it'll end
I don't need that.
at on your very first iteration. I'm pretty sure if you do in, it just goes from 0 to n.
Yeah.
And then n minus, when it's on n equals 0, it's going to be 0 minus 0 minus 1. So you're going to have a out of bounds exception right off the bat. I think maybe it accidentally mixed up two different applications of this algorithm. But the rest of it I think is right. If array j is greater than array j plus 1, array j, comma, array j plus 1 equals array j plus 1 array j.
That's right.
I didn't
But
know
this one
that.
goes to this one, this one goes to this one.
I didn't know that syntax.
I didn't think you could do that, but
Did you
I
look
wouldn't
it
be
up?
surprised if you could.
It looks like something it could do, so I didn't know about it. So
I know you can do that in MATLAB, but I wouldn't be surprised if you could do it in Python.
yeah, Python is made to be very I don't know, user friendly. They make as many shortcuts as possible.
Yeah.
Or coder friendly, I suppose. Would be a better way to say it.
Mm.
Well, that is interesting.
I'm
I'd have to
really
mess with this.
surprised that it did this good a job, though.
Yeah, I bet once
Just
you
one-
if you told it to do something significant enough that it would like do your homework for you, it would probably start having a lot of trouble. That is impressive though, that it managed to make something so coherent. I assume it's mostly just drawing from a handful of examples that it saw
online,
as inputs. Yeah, you probably searched bubble sort on Stack Overflow or something and saw enough examples that were pretty close to each other. It's interesting that it made such coherent comments as well that accurately describes a section of code. There do seem to be a lot of advancements in AI lately. I wonder how long how long till someone makes some kind of breakthrough in a general artificial intelligence, which that means a human-like artificial intelligence, one that can behave like a human, one that can learn new skills and apply them like a human can. There's a society collapser for you. And then suddenly all these big companies start firing their employees in favor of AI. I wonder if they'd have laws in place to stop them from doing that.
Could they realistically enforce it though?
They could make the AI illegal for certain usage, but yeah, you could do it you do it kind of under the table for a lot of things though. If you had an opening for a job, and you realized that you could have an AI do it instead, then the job would just not exist. So that could be
AIGF when you could have one right now. There's apps that do it, I suppose.
You'd have one of those.
I think
One of those-
when they make a physical robot body for it is when you mean, but there are apps that can do it.
Or when we get like our Sword Art
Pretend to be your
Online
girlfriend.
full dive virtual reality, so you can experience it like by artificial neural inputs.
There you go.
Dude, that would be one thing that would royally fuck up society. You'd have all these people just like sitting on their bed in their I'll just close this.
Yeah,
In their virtual reality 24 hours a day, and their like body like eventually dies because it doesn't have enough muscle to like support itself anymore. Although, there are some people like those giant 600-pound people who should be dead who aren't, so maybe their body would still find a way to survive, but there'd be like a whole lost not to quote that one movie, but there'd be
it would be society destroying, because we even see a little bit of it now, because people are like, why aren't your waifus realistic? And then they say, why would I want a waifu who's fat and ugly?
Well, you already have guys who are like on World of Warcraft 24 hours a day.
That means, that means the future belongs to the Amish.
Maybe.
Once again.
Well, I'm sure
that's their long game.
There'd probably be a few people kind of at the top of these companies who control everybody. It'd be kind of like Blade Runner. Like
they'll take your Steam account
society.
away, and then you can't see your waifu anymore.
Yeah, and then you have a mental breakdown, and they're like, just be a good boy, and then we won't take away your Steam account.
And then a glowing person shows up at your doorstep and gives you a $10,000 AR-15 for no reason. Right at your lowest. And they say, hey, kid, we need you to do something for me.
Instead of killing yourselves, you can do something very important for me.
Anyway.
Alright.
I think that's a good note to end on.
Yep.
Well, that was the end of the world.
That was a longer one than usual. We got through lots of fun discussions on that one. Hopefully no YouTube mods go through it, or hopefully in the AI that's transcribing everything that we say hasn't reported it to the AI YouTube mods.
Now transmitting to United Nations headquarters. Beep, 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 beep.
Okay. Well, if we...
Well,
AI
back
companions.
to hiding in the cave, like I always do, until I'm summoned to stream once again.
Back to my fantasy waifu. She's waiting for me. Alright.
I'm waiting in my cryogenic sleep. Other accounts you have?
Yep. Alright. See you guys next week. Oops. I ended your stream. I didn't end my stream. Okay, bye.